here's Multi, and welcome to the season series where we speculate every NHL team in their alphabetical order. We've gone past the halfway mark of the season series, and now it's time for I think 15th team, at least the 16th episode, the Minnesota Wild. As usual, we take a look at their Wikipedia page, their last season's roster, and the prospects that they have on their organization. And if you want to have an influence on these episodes, be sure to tell it for me. Comments down below. I'll see what I can do. But let's get started with Wikipedia's page. And here we have it, guys. The Minnesota Wild is from St. Paul, and they play in the Western Conference, in the Central Division, and were founded in 1997. So that's a pretty new team for the league, I guess. There aren't that many teams that aren't 20 years old, I think. Florida Panthers is a little bit older, but Columbus Blue Jackets, I think, is even younger. I mean, Florida Panthers older, but in every episode we take a look at the season-by-season record. It tells a lot about how they managed their last 5 seasons and how their season has went, I'd say. And last season, as we can see, they lost to the Chicago Blackhawks, and the team that ended up winning the Stanley Cup in the day. So Wild lost them in the conference semifinals 0-4. So that's pretty clear. But their regular season, in my eyes, was a success. They got 46 wins, 28 losses, and 8 OT losses, and that included 100 points for them. And in the past 3 seasons, they've also made the playoffs. Before that, that's not that big of a deal if you didn't qualify, because we're aiming for the future, not the past. But as I said, last season, in my eyes, was a success. I think they got great guys there, but something's missing from there. Well, for me, I'm not sure what it is, but we'll check if we can get it from here. And now it's time for the roster. And here's the roster. As usual, I pick guys that like jump into my eye, the guys that I know a little bit facts. And if you, as I said, wanna have an influence on these, comments down below. Players that I should take a look and get some info from them. But starting with Charlie Coyle, they say that his position is the center, but I'd say he's more of a right winger. I'd play him there, but definitely a very important rookie for them for the future. Same can be said from Michael Granlund. I watched him play in the HIFK, the Finnish Elite Hockey League. Very quality player he was back then, and I think that's why he got his draft. Everyone, I think, knew that he was going to be a high pick for the next draft. I think was he picked in the 11th entry draft, no 10th entry draft, the top 10. Very quality Finnish player. Haven't managed to get his full potential at there. And another Finnish player in Mikko Koivu, the captain of the team. I'm not sure why he is the captain. I think because that he's played for them for a long time. And was highly drafted at the time and has played his whole career there. Or they saw some great leadership in him. In Koivu's family, I think it's pretty usual. Many of you guys remember Taku Koivu and especially you Montreal Canadiens fans, and probably Anaheim Ducks as well. But yeah, in his best season he's been very good, but now in the NHL level I think his age is starting to pay off. Next guy is Zach Parise. I think 3 or 4 years ago they signed him. I'm not sure why the New Jersey Devils let him on the free agents. Was it that Zach Parise wanted to change the atmosphere? That might have been it, because New Jersey Devils hadn't made that super great then. Or was it, I'm not sure, was Parise in the Stanley Cup final team for New Jersey? But yes, very quality United States players, one of the main pieces of the Minnesota Wild's puzzle. Next one is Jefferson Aminville. He also arrived to the St. Paul, I'd say. Well, it was St. Paul, yeah. Yeah, yes. From Buffalo Sabres, he was very quality back then. I think quality at the moment there. They've got great hijacks from the free agents markets, and same thing with Thomas Vanek. He was also a Sabre, but now he's Minnesota Wild. They got these players a couple of years ago, so it doesn't matter that much. Jason Zucker, a young left winger from the United States. We'll take a closer look for him when he gets his spot. Jonas Brodin, another talented Swedish player. There's been plenty of them in the series, and Brodin, I think he was the first round draft pick for Minnesota. Matt Dumba was also a first round draft pick for Minnesota Wild. Very talented Canadian right-handed shooter. Mike Riley, the Minnesota Wild organization got him last year. I think it was from the University of something. The same thing happened with a couple of years ago with Justin Schultz. He hadn't played in any professional series, and now the same stuff, as I said, happened to Riley. So hopefully he'll be a good player. Justin Schultz in it has been decent, so hopefully Riley will stand up a little more. And then I'm going to take a look at Marcus Scandella or Jared Spurgeon, but they still are very important puzzles for the team, and they are still young, so they can develop. I know that Spurgeon is a little bit like light, but has got great shot. I think I'd use that in my advantage. Then the assistant captain, one of the better free agent signings in the last 5 seasons in Ryan Suter. Definitely got onto his form playing with the Shea Weber in the Nashville Predators. They were amazing partnership there. But now Ryan Suter has been the leader of the defense in Minnesota and will play there for many years. He's 30 years old, so got nothing to worry about yet. Then we go look at their goalies. One of the best surprises last season was Ivan Dubnyk. In his Edmonton time or in his Arizona time, he hadn't been that solid, but look at him last season. Oh my god, was he great. He led the team the conference semifinals, I'd say. When he got there, I think he got the team somewhere in the middle of the season. It was unbreakable in the net, and I were surprised myself that he did that. I know that I think he was highly drafted. They saw him potential, but I don't know what then was it. Was it that Edmonton or Arizona didn't have that great defense, and they didn't play Dubnik wanted, or why didn't work for him or for the teams that he played. But last season, he and the defense did work very well. Darcy Kemper, probably the challenging second goalie for the Minnesota Wild, will play 30 games for them. And also there's Niklas Backstrom. The media has said that he's been practicing real hard and wanting to play another NHL season, or wanting to play hockey at least. But in Minnesota there's so good couple of goalies that maybe Backstrom will have to give his spot for the little bit younger guys. And Backstrom has been pretty solid in his NHL career. When he played in Finland 10 years ago, he was very solid for Kärpät and HIFK, so I respect him a lot. But now we start to look at these players that I chose, and the first one was Charlie Coyle, and it seems like that he was drafted by San Jose Sharks in the 2010th entry draft, first round. And how did he go to Minnesota? It was from a trade that included David Noguchi and Jack Phillips and Brent Burns and the 2012 second round pick. And last season he got 35 points, and it wasn't his rookie season, but I think it was a pretty solid season for him. I think he's got potential to be a 45th point scorer. He's a tall guy, so he could use that his advantage. First, the second guy that I chose was a little bit taller in Michael Granlund. He was drafted 2010, first overall, the first round, 9th overall, sorry. And as we can see, this 2011-2012 season, the initial league was very good over the game. Initial league, that's very good for any player. There aren't that many players that do that. But last season with the team got 8 goals and 31 assists. He isn't that great of a goal scorer. He's a player that likes to pass. He's very good with his hands, so that's why you need to keep an eye on him. Has played over 150 games in the NHL and has got 18 goals, so that's really low. I think he should do more work on his shooting. He's got decent skating and likes to also do work back to defense, but his shooting needs to develop a lot. And then Mikko Koivu was drafted in the 21st entry draft in the first round, 6th overall by the Minnesota Wild. Has played there for his whole career, and last season got 48 points. He also isn't that sort of a goal scorer. He likes to do more passing and that sort of stuff. I think guys in NHL need to have great shooting, or it doesn't work. Everybody needs to know how to score, and he's got his best seasons over 20 goals and over 70 points, and I think he doesn't reach that anymore. He'll be a 60, something like that, because he'll play top lines for Minnesota, like with Zach Parise or Jason Pominville or Thomas Vanek. They all are very good goal scorers. And the next one is a player that I just said good things about. He was taken by the 03 entry draft by the New Jersey Devils, 17th overall, and that was Jack Parise on his best season. He has got 50 goals, 45 goals, and nearly 100 points. That's really good for him. On the 07-08 season, last season got 62 points. And as overall has got over 550 plus points in the NHL. He's the complete left winger. Does work on the defensive side, and on the offensive side he's not that tall, but he's very quick, so he has used that on his advantage very clearly. Hopefully will play for the organization a long time, because these players that Team Minnesota Wild have got from the free agents, they are very solid, and they were complete packages when they got them, so they had to pay them. They pay a lot for them, but they got quality guys, and they needed that. They will make their team better, and as we can see from the last 3 seasons, it has worked for them. And the next one is Jason Pomeroy. Was acquired on April 3rd in the 2013 from the Buffalo Sabres, along with a 4th round pick in the 2014 NHL draft. And the other way went John Larson attackant, who was a prospect in goal for Minnesota Wild, but he was drafted in the 01 pre-draft by Buffalo in 2nd round. Very quality. On his best season has got over 30 goals and 80 points, so that's huge for him. I didn't even know that he has got that many points on his career. I thought his best seasons were near 60, but it seems like that he's played very good during his whole career. There aren't that many flop seasons, to say. Last season got 54 points and 80 goals, so that's very solid for this sort of player who does a lot of work in the ice. Thomas Vanek, a definite goal scorer from Austria. There isn't that many Austrian players in the whole league, I think. Well, I forgot. I think Michael Raffle. I think it's Michael. Plays for Philadelphia Flyers. It's an Austrian player. Tell me if there's more, but I think he's the highest drafted Austrian player ever in the entry draft, being the 5th overall in the 3rd entry draft. And on his best season with the Sabres has got over 40 goals, over 80 points. Definitely can't reach that much anymore in my eyes. Has got little more age. I think he's starting to slow down a bit. Hopefully we'll get another 50-point season next season. Jason Sugar, presenting the younger core of the Minnesota Wild team. He was elected in the 2010th entry draft in the 2nd round, 59th overall, and I think in his young age he's been that sort of a point scorer, not the guy that does the biggest amount of goals, and definitely will not be the guy in the NHL in my eyes. As in his junior days he's got the potential, but I think he'll be similar player like he was last season, scoring goals, not getting that many assists. He's got a great shot and he likes to use it a lot, as we can see, but well, I'm not going to say share that back because every guy, but he doesn't get the credit for that, as it seems like. But definitely a great guy for the 3rd line for Minnesota, and he still has got time to be a 2nd liner because he's so young. Next one is the John Brodin. He was elected in the 2011 draft, 10th overall in the 1st round by Minnesota Wild, and isn't that sort of a point scoring guy. He's like a basic defensive guy who can create, who can play like 20-25 minutes on the ice. Very solid on the defensive side. As we can see from last season, the points weren't that many, but his plus minus was really good. I'm not sure who was he playing with, but he's a very solid defensive player. And Matt Dumba, I think he's better on the offensive side, and he was taken in the 2012 entry draft by Minnesota Wild in the first round, 7th overall, and has got the potential to be goal scoring, point scoring, right-handed defenseman. I'd say last season was his rookie season. I think he played in the third line, so he'll need a couple more seasons to develop, and then we'll see his true potential. And I think it's like 40 max points. Mike Riley was drafted by Columbus Blue Jackets in the 2011 entry draft, the 4th round. Last season played for University of Minnesota, so he hasn't moved that much. If we're looking at the potential stuff from that, positive stuff from that, and played for World Championships for United States. A very solid defenseman, even though I haven't seen him play. Everybody says that he's a very solid defenseman, either way on the offensive side and the defensive side. So I'll respect them and do the same thing. And then Ryan Suter, definitely know who's this guy. Was taken by the Nashville Predators in the first round in the 03rd entry draft, the 7th draft pick. Is a very good defenseman. I think he's that physical point scoring guy, as we can see from the points. He does lots of points and does decent shot, but I don't know why he hasn't got that many goals. But in points, he's been a very solid, I think, for the first line that scores a lot of points. Like in Zach Parise and in Emmanuel, who got great goal scoring and point scoring abilities. Then Steven Dubnyk was drafted in the 04th entry draft by the Edmonton Oilers in the first round. For his career has played for Oilers, Predators and Coyotes, but definitely last season's these 40 games, if we take a look at the stats that he had, were amazing. 27 wins, 9 losses and 2 OT losses and 5 shutouts. That's his save percentage, and his goals allowed per game were humongous. They were from another planet. We got nearly 94 save percentage in the regular season. That's amazingly good. I've never seen that many. I've never seen that much in a regular season, and even though he played that many games and allowing less than 2 goals per game, that gives you a great advantage in winning the game. And if you know a better player that has had a better regular season in goal than Steven Dubnyk, please tell me that in the comments, because I'd like to see that. Then Darcy Kemper doesn't play that much next season. Last season played for Wild 31 games, but I think he played nearly all of them in the start of the season, because when Dubnyk show started, it didn't even end because the team skyrocketed that high then. But hopefully we'll play the 2030 season, 2030 game season for the team, because he needs to develop also, and he's 25, so he's still got plenty of years to develop. And that was the last year's roster, and now we take a look at the prospects that they have. Zach Delphi, I think he was from Carolina Hurricanes, and also it seems like he also played for Buffalo Sabres. And the next one, I'm not gonna take a look at Michael Keranen. If you guys might not even know him, it says that he was born in Sweden, but he definitely has represented Finland some of the EHT tournaments, I think, and a very solid player. He was in the Finnish Elite League last season, played for the Aeros, the HL team of the Minnesota Wild, and another player. There was someone. Well, I'm not going to find it at the moment, but Ruslan Fedotenko, a Ukrainian player, has been playing, I think, in the KHL for a couple of seasons, very experienced. I'm not sure where he plays for next season, but let's take a look at the Zach Delphi. He was taken by the Carolina Hurricanes in the 08 entry draft in the second round, and last season played for Sabres, as the picture tells us. And I think he's a new signing for the team at the moment, so hopefully he will start in the NHL. I really like his playing style. He isn't that long, even though 6'1", it seems like it, but I really like his fast game. So that's the look from the Minnesota Wild. Tell your opinions in the comments down below, and now I'm going to tell you how will they manage in the regular season. In my opinion, I think that they've got a great team, but after going 3 years in a row to the playoffs, I think they will drop a bit and will not anymore manage to get to the playoffs. It'll be close because, just like I said, very quality team, but as we can see from the past, Steven Dubnyk hasn't been always that solid in net. So I'm guessing that Darcy Kemper will play more than 20-30. They will share the net minding spot, and that will drop a little bit the positioning in the regular season in the Western Conference for Minnesota Wild. So that's my conclusion. They will not make the playoffs, but if you wanna tell your opinion, just as I said a minute ago, tell it. And next time we'll be taking a look at the Montreal Canadiens, the iconic original 6 team. And I think this is about it, guys. Remember, guys, use on nothing. Bye.